Speaking of big money, I believe this is some of the biggest money offered to IMCA divisions in the country. So that's why we see all these big names coming from all over.
That's why, yeah, they travel from 10 other states besides Kansas and a whole nother country. It's an international racing.
A whole nother country.
I think Canada qualifies as a whole nother country.
I believe you're correct. Looks like the 6M of McIntyre got his problems figured out. Got a little loose there, but making some passes and heading towards the front.
He is your bubble man right now, so he's definitely going to want to better his position.
Oh, the 3G of Gilmore goes for a little ride off the backstretch. Oh, he made it back, weaved through the buses and keeps it going. I guess he wants a caution maybe. I don't know. He's going to pull out on the racetrack. And we don't really do that here. You're going to have to park it. Oh. No, I don't. Once. Here we go, green flag racing again.
You got the 55 of Fasselman out front, followed by Fuller. Take a look at that 6th position, though. That's where maybe the hardest racing will be.
Looks like McIntyre's found something on the high side there, worked his way up to 4th. Angel Munoz in 3rd. He's one of your only hobby stocks here locally running the crate option. Seems to be working out pretty well. He's had a good season, but he's going stock car racing next year. You saw him also out there in the 63. But
now Normandin, he's starting to use that high line. He's going to try to swing his way around, get onto the bubble, that transfer position. He doesn't want to have to race all day tomorrow. But he fell back behind the 15M of Malin Meyer.
Little slick up top there, but Normandin's still making it work. Trying to find his way around the... Did you say that's the 15? Maybe 75. 75. The 15's right behind him there of Meyer. .55 of Husselman still out in front. Again, an Iowa driver there, followed by Cheeseburger and Munoz looking to the bottom side of Cheeseburger. Gonna make it interesting. Can't quite make it stick. Cheeseburger with a little push though, and Munoz trying to take advantage. White flag comes out, and your 6th place car on the bubble was the 75.
That's Kurt Hansen.
Kurt Hansen. It's like Irwin and McIntyre will have a good race here to the checkered flag, and Irwin by a car length. So again, your qualifiers, Brian Stitch brings him around as your leader. The 12K of Bus behind him, followed by the 10 of Cody Graham and the 8G of Gilmore. Gilmore's taken a little hiatus in his racing career and been a good close competitor with Mr. Graham the last couple of years at Waukene and Hayes here. And has had to take a little time off, but he's back out for the Fall Nationals along with his brother that took the ride off the high side in the last qualifier, running in that 4th spot. But the 36 of Bond working on that low side in the Malibu there. We've got 3 wide racing action. Graham up high, 8G of Gilmore on the bottom, Bond on the under him. The 12K of Bus getting up next to the 21 of Brian Stitch. Brian again a track champion out at Thunder Hill Speedway, and this will be his first full season, I believe, of IMCA racing. He races a sport mod out there as well. Looks like the Bus man still in 2nd, but very close there at the flag stand. He's working on the bottom side, stitch up high. Graham on third, and the 8G of Gilmore in fourth. But the 36 of Bond is up next to him and working hard on that spot. Here we go. I'll have the green and white together. That's the 8G of Casey Gilmore, the 1C Cody Gum, the 23M of Mike Truskowski, the 68 of Heger, the 32 of, forgot again.
That is Lonnie Grafton.
And Rhett Kingsbury in sixth, followed by Luke Fonensteel looking for that advantage to get him into that qualifying spot.
Now Graham
trying that high line and gets a little loose and not going to get the advantage there. But checkered flag waves will be the 8G of Casey Gilmore, the 1C of Cody Gum, 23M of Mike Truskowski. May have to wait for the official on the
looked like
next three.
5X looked like he might have been the one to get in. Back to racing. Six going to move on right now after a lap. That'll be the BOOK of Dylan Book. He's really working that inside groove. They are 3 wide out of 2.
Book and Dan Smith side by side there for the 4th and 5th spot.
Now Atwood was working on. He gets a little loose into turn 1. He was working well into the back end of Tanner Portner, who's on that transfer spot.
Portner behind him. Book again working hard for that top spot, but Chambers isn't having it. Book gonna try a little different line, try to get the slingshot down to the bottom. Doesn't quite work out for him, but he's in the show either way. But true competitor would love to win here. Gets in a little hot. Can't quite get past the 17, so it's the 17 of Jeremy Chambers. The BOOK of Dylan Book. The 13 of Trent Clevenow in third. The 92 of Dan Smith in fourth. The 69 was 34 of Max Harder across the checkers first, and then the 69 of help me with that one.
That is the 69 of Tony. Look at Sobbing slingshot right around Wilson in the 22. Wilson already maybe starting to move back. You have the 21B of Breeze working on his inside. You had Sobbing working around the out, slingshotting right around there on the high line. Now LaRiviere up there in your front 4 as well, working on the tail end of Clayton Wilson.
Boy, they're all tough competitors, but this is a really tough qualifier.
It is a stacked lineup. We'll look back at the bubble. That is between Nelson in the 4N and the 3G of Tyler Sutton right now. But there's a lot of people behind him, including Tyler Fry there in the 55, and Blaine Walt coming up in the 14W. Petruskowski in the 23T coming their way as well.
Running in that 8th spot, and doesn't look like he's going to get a shot at the show tonight. The 14M of Walt following him, and again another top weekly competitor out here that just hasn't been able to find his way to the front. This is a stacked qualifier for sure. And
this could be interesting with the 3 and 4 as they come down to the checkered flag. Uh-oh, we got trouble in turn 4.
Oh,
that
man,
was scary. Luckily, everybody getting around. Broadside in turn 4, not what you want to see.
Whoa, at the checkers, it's the 3G of Sutton in that 6th spot. Nelson about a quarter of a car length behind, and they had a bit of an upset there with the car spun out, and they were able to miss it, but
that just about ruined a lot of nights.
Yes, sir.
Jay Hackmeister in the 08, the 2S Reagan Sellard outside of him. Next row, Austin Carr, the 63C, Perry Miser in the 20M, 66Z of Elijah Zevenberger, and the 95 of Tyler Tipton. Qualifier 1 for your stocks.
Looks like Mueller with the early advantage, but Tyler Hahn right on his bumper, and the 37 of Rogers close in tow. Looking to the inside as Rogers, 44T of Hahn, gets a little loose on the top side, and Rogers takes advantage moving into that 2nd spot. Hahn finds himself a little extra traction and catches right up with Mr. Rogers, and there. Good tight race going there. The 42W of Kyle Workmeister coming in behind them, and the 08 of Jay Hackmeister. They'll be side by side out of corner 4 to the flag stand. 95 pushes 42 a little sideways. 95 of Tipton moves into that 6th place spot. The white flag is out for the 77 of Mueller. 37 of Rogers, followed by the 44T of Tyler Hahn. And the checkered flag drops for the 77M of Jeff Mueller, followed by the 37 of Jason Rogers, the 44T of Tyler Hahn, the 08 of Jay Hackmeister, the 20 of Perry Meisner, and the 95 of Tipton will be your feature qualifiers. That seems to be that he shines by trying to make the car work in lines and nobody else is in. Seems to be good at it. So 35 of Casey Woken working on the outside of Pat Bedore for that 4th place transfer spot. Puts the 99 back to the 5th place, the first qualifying spot for the B feature. Side-by-side racing further back in the pack here, we've got Rose Silly and the 37 of Jeff Tubbs side-by-side. Rose Silly working the bottom, Tubbs working the top. Looks like Rose Silly's going to pull ahead just a bit there to that 6th place spot, qualify for the B feature at this point. Knopp is checking out on the field, but Schoenberger's in that 2nd spot, trying to run him down. Plowman in 3rd, and the 35 of Woken in 4th. 0 is caught up to Pat Bedore. 24 of Chalupa getting a little sideways there. Brings out the caution. Looks like we're ready to go green here. Be a green-white checkered. The 10X of Knopp, 6X of Schoenberger, the 92 of Plowman, the 0 of Rosilli, 35 of Casey Woken, 99 of Bedore, 37X of Jeff Tubbs, the 20P of Jim Powell, rounding out your field. Plowman looking to the outside of Schoenberger for that 2nd place spot. Can't quite make it happen. Schoenberger looking for the advantage over Knopp. Hasn't found it yet, but he's going back to his old faithful line up there. See if he can make that work. Bedore and Woken getting a little friendly there, but here comes the 37X on the high side. See if he can make something work for that 6th place spot. Bedore and Woken side by side. for the 5th and 6th. And the checkered flag. It'll be the 10X of Knott, 6X of Schoenberger, 42 of Plowman, and the 0 of Rosilli, making your A feature tomorrow night. The 35 and the 99.
Chase Conaway in the 1, the 20B next to him, and then round him out, Mike Wilson in the 46M and 9C of Rob Rutherford.
Workmeister and Cunningham side by side into turns 1 and 2. McClurg looking to the outside of Workmeister for that 3rd place spot. Good tight racing here on the slick surface. Workmeister still looking to the inside of Cunningham. Can't quite get an advantage there. 26 of McClurg looking to his outside. Right now, your top 4, 19 of Terry Cunningham, the 24W of Kyle Workmeister, and the 92 or the 26 of McClurg, the 92 of Balthazar. Two laps to go. It's Cunningham, Workmeister, McClurg, Adam Balthazar, Marty Barth, and Lance Borgman, your top 6, followed by the 57 of Josh Crombie, the 11K of Clough, and the 46 of Wilson battling it out. Wilson gets a little high, gets a little loose, and Clough takes advantage on the bottom side. Your white flag lap. Workmeister looks to the bottom of Cunningham and just can't quite get enough. Be Workmeister again looking to the bottom side, doesn't have it at the checkers. It's Cunningham, Workmeister, McClurg, and Adam Balthazar, your top 4, make it into the A feature. Oh, and the 10 of Boardman. Side by side racing action. We've got 3 wide for that 3rd place spot. It's the 19 of Kyle Workmeister, or Kyle Vanover, excuse me, now putting himself to the outside of the 737 of Tubbs. Whoa, the 45R and the 01W getting a little friendly back there. Oh, on the 10, he goes around. Get a little spin cycle action going on there. Hopefully he can keep that going. Keep us under green flag racing. Good to go. All right. The 76 of Jason Davis leaves the field around. The 19 of Kyle Vanover, that 2nd spot. The 24 of Kelly Henderson on the bottom side. The 63 of Munoz on the top. Munoz pulling out into that 3rd place spot. He knew he bought good equipment there buying Mike Nichols' car, and he's got some great experience behind the wheel in a hobby stock. And that's the man on the bubble right there, the 737 and the 24 of Henderson working on the bottom side. The 63 of Munoz trying to get after the 76 of Davis, but just can't quite make it any faster. We got the white flag out. Again, it's Davis, Munoz, Vanover, and Tubbs making the feature. As they come around for the checkered flag, we still have Davis, Munoz, Vanover pulling to the inside of the 63, but still in that 3rd spot. 737 of Nick Tubbs, your top 4, and qualifying into the A feature for tomorrow. The 24 of Henderson and the 11 of Jesse Taylor making the B feature. The rest of the pack gonna have to work their way through the last chances again tomorrow.
All right, I'll be good.
The X11 Jay Steffens there on the inside of the 4th row. Well, so much for that. Not going to be quite such a good start for the 30 of Jordan Grabowski as Notaboom side by side coming into turn 3, and neither one is letting up. It's going to be interesting. Notaboom pushes all the way to the top of the racetrack, keeps the momentum going, but Grabowski's got the run on the bottom side. Notaboom trying to, he's right on his back bumper, but can't get around. The 9 of Blocklinger running in that 3rd spot, trying the extreme bottom line. And Frenier coming in on the 4th spot. The 22D of Hilsebeck working his way into that 6th spot, and we've got a caution out already. 6th and 7th place positions. Mills all the way up to 8th. Allen up to 9th. Boy, this is great names all the way back through the pack. It's a tough race. Frenier and Hansen still side by side. Frenier on the top, Hansen on the bottom. Frenier with the advantage. White flag is out for the 30 of Jordan Grabowski, the 7 of Jay Notaboom, the 9 Brandon Blocklinger, and again side by side the 17 with the slight advantage, the 17 of Frenier, but the 8 of Hansen looking hard for that spot, and by inches Jeremy Frenier. The 8 of Hansen will have to come through the B feature. The 175 of Sharpenstein in that 6th place spot, your final transfer to the B feature. Hilsenbeck, Mills, Allen, all top competitors that are going to have to come through a last chance. Green flag. Urseta and Brack side by side. Again, the WW1 looking to the bottom side. Ricky Alvarado, the 25 of Ricky the Racer Steffen in 3rd place there. Alberson to 5th, Lacrosse in 6th. Johnston gets a little high, gets a little loose, but keeps her going. Not too bad. Looked like it'd be a little looser than that. Alvarado's liking that bottom side and just can't quite get enough drive to get around. The Colorado trio running in those top 3 spots. Urseta, Brack, and Alvarado. The 25 out of Wisconsin, and running behind him is the 1X of Chris Alberson. Behind him we've got the 77 junior Jared Johnston, excuse me. The 25P of Mike Petersilly and the 2 of Jeff Walters battling it out there. The 14G of Gustus close in tow behind them, and rounding out the field is the A1 of Albin. White flag is out. Urseta and Brack running hard there for that top spot. Brack getting a little friendly with Urseta. The WW1 of Alvarado running 3rd. Brack gets a little on the outside of the Urseta, but can't make it work. Your winner, the 6, Dominic Urseta. Will Brack in the 16W, the WW1 of Ricky Alvarado. 54 of Benji Lacrosse is your 5th place car, making it into that, 4th place car, making it into that A feature. The 25 of Ricky, he would be the only New Mexican to make the IMCA Super Nationals big show. Here we go, green again, the 19D of Darren Duffy. the 96J of Johnny Sadoff, the 66D of Dylan Sherfick looking to the bottom side. The G3 and the 66T close in tow. The 66D getting around Johnny Sadoff on the bottom, heading to the front. He's meaning business. 19D of Duffy still checked out on the field, but the 66D of Dylan Sherfick working that bottom side hangs on to the second place spot, followed by the 96 of Johnny Sadoff, the G3 of Gimmel, and the 66T of Travis Sherfick.
Just a lap and a half left to go.
Boy, that's really saying something for that driver there. The driver from Iowa, the car from Kansas. Don't know how much prep time he got with the car itself, but it's owned out of Garden City, Kansas by the Jax Racing crew, and I'm sure they're very proud of Mr. Duffy here. He's raced their car at this race a couple of times. Has his own car back home that he's normally Carson's Crusader pink car, but doesn't bring his own car to this show. White flag is out for Darren Duffy in the 19D.
18
Dylan Sherfick still in second, but coming up on lap traffic at the 96 of Sadoff looking to the top side. 95 of Dylan Smith on the bottom behind Sherfick. It's a tight race with the 50 of Payne being right in there with them. Here finishing at the checkers, 19D of Darren Duffy, the 66D of Dylan Sherfick, 96 of Johnny Sadoff, the 95 Dylan Smith, 66T of Travis Sherfick, and the G3 of Gimmel. Inside the next row, the 33Y of Justin Yeager. And we're going green flag racing. Turnbull gets a little tight. Taylor to the bottom side. Pulls out to the lead, but Turnbull brings it back around on the top side. They've got a good side-by-side race going there. 95 shoots to the middle. That is Bill Layton, the late model driver, working towards the front of the pack here, and Corey Lagroon's working on them all on the bottom side. It's a good tight top four race. Oh, and here comes John Fost to the bottom of the 24 of Corey Lagroon. Lagroon beats him to the corner. See if he can, and comes out at the flag stand in third by inches to the 95X of Bill Layton. 21 of Turnbull taking a commanding lead. The 0T of Jeff Taylor in second spot. Side-by-side racing action, Lagroon and Bill Layton for that fourth spot. 3 wide behind them, the 27 of Fost, the 77 of Johnston, and the 72 of Brian Mullen. Yeager working the bottom, Murray working the bottom, Schoenberger working the top. Boy, we've just got great racing all the way through the pack here. Mullen working on Taylor for that second place spot. Lagroon working the bottom in the fourth place. Yeager pulls into fifth. Smith in sixth and Schoenberger in seventh, but they are as tight can be, coming around to take that white flag. Looks like Yeager is going to edge out. Okay, the 21 of Turnbull takes the checkered flag, followed by the 0T of Taylor, the 72 of Mullen, the Y33 and the 24 too close to call. I couldn't see that one.
We're going to have to see what the official word is on that here in just a second.